No fast editing, just straight value. And today I'm going to show you what a good email looks like, how to understand a good email. Because if you do this, you know how to create good emails. And before I show you these emails, which are the ones from the thumbnail, I want to answer a quick question, which is a very simple one. What the hell should I send? A lot of people ask this. What emails should I send? And today I'm going to show you what you should be sending. I'm going to give you some ideas here. See right here. And I'm going to also explain to you why this particular email works and what you should follow or what you should do, what this email does. Okay, and let's start with this one, holidays. Now, this is very, very powerful. Like, this can be Christmas, this can be Valentine's Day, this can be 4th of July, this can be Halloween, this can be whatever. And this is very powerful because these people like to be in the moment. People like to be like updated to things. They like new stuff, right? And when it's a new holiday, it's a new thing. And believe it or not, like, you should take advantage of this just by sending emails before doing a sale or something. Like just by sending emails with the vibe of the new holiday coming up, right? This works really, really well. And this email right here particularly is one of my favorites, even though I'm not a big fan of Halloween. Like, the email itself is a masterclass on how you should create an email, okay? Just, I want you to see here, like, everything is censored. This is the most important rule. Everything is censored. We have a button above the fold, essentially. People can click it when they first open the email, and a button here at the end with a really, really good footer. And what I want you to notice here is how simple this is. And how am I going to explain this to you? And the message it gives, because email marketing, it's all about giving a message to the person. And usually the copy is not the message, okay? The message is what the email itself delivers. There's a quote, okay, I don't want to get too deep into this because this is a bit of a deeper psychological aspect. So the copy on your ads and your emails and your landing page is not the most important thing. The most important thing is the message it delivers, the message people receive, okay? So let me go, okay, this is actually a good example. So this is like a message, this. Imagine if these didn't have this right here, right? I mean, this is just a quick example, but it probably doesn't really make any sense, especially after what I just said. But the message is the most important thing, okay? And I want you to see like how simple and how short when it comes to copy this is. And this is how you should do email marketing for recon. Because people, like you're not going to want to read a book here, okay? So keep that in mind. So holidays, take advantage of this and and go for it. Like, every time you have an idea like this, don't use a sale. Just first use the idea alone, because you're going to get sales before you do the sale, okay? This is a goal. Very, very important. Do that. All right, product launch, another thing. So here what you can do is you can essentially just, again, very similar to this one when it comes to the email itself. Very simple, very straightforward. Like, doesn't have long copy here. And again, the messaging, right? It's the messaging. This almost kind of looks like an ad, but you get the point, right? But what I want to talk about here is, because this is very, very powerful as well, is when you're doing a product launch, you need to leverage the product launch itself, not the sale you're going to do. So let me explain this in a simpler way. So when you're doing something new, right? This can be a sale. This can be a product launch. This can be a holiday email. This can be a growth update email, which is insane. I'm going to talk about this in a second. You should only do one thing at once, okay? One thing at once. And when you're doing a product launch, just focus on the product. Do not give a discount. We want profit too. I'm a big profit guy. I'm a big believer in profits, obviously. If you don't have profits, you don't have a business, of course. But when you're doing something new, like a product launch, focus on that. That alone is enough for people to buy, okay? Trust me. So, yeah, just Just focus on that. Focus on one thing at a time. Product launch, really good email. Again, just how simple it is and the messaging behind it as well. Okay, very, very powerful. I don't want to talk much about the messaging itself because I need to make a separate video just about that because yeah, it's the most part. It's just messaging is marketing, and most people don't do that. Sadly, okay. All right, so let's go to the next one. Growth update. I mean, this can be anything, but man, these are my favorite types of emails because it's essentially just a way of showing appreciation and credibility at the same time, and people love this. People love it, and these tend to get sales. Okay, very, very powerful. For example, this one doesn't have a button. I suggest you do something like visit store or something like something that it's not aggressive. Not like shop now. This is an appreciation email, but you should have a button here, and it works really, really well. How it works? So again, man, I mean, like there are so many things you can do, and this one in particular, let me show you. Single benefits. You can make 10 emails about this particular idea, which I'm going to talk about in a second. But anyways, how it works. So this is essentially, okay, so as an example for a supplement brand, right? What you can do is give a realistic idea of the time frame of how the product is going to actually help you, when to consume it, how it's going to affect your body. And this is very powerful because people nowadays, they have heard something like, okay, lose your belly fat in the next day. That's scam. Nobody believes that, right? So if you actually give a realistic and something that actually might even take some time, but it does work, people will believe that. It's more believable and they will buy from you. But this is just one way of doing how it works because again, there are so many ways you can do this, right? But the idea itself is how it works, okay? Next one is reviews. This is the same thing. I mean, a lot of people are starting to do these emails, and many people tend to believe that some of the reviews are fake. So I still obviously do this because, again, there are so many different ways to do it. This is just one example, one concept of the reviews email, okay? But this is like, they are very, very powerful, especially when you pull one off that is unique, right? It's new, which is not easy, but yeah, it's very, very powerful still. I use it a lot. I make a lot of money with it, and you should do it too. Very, very powerful. All right, single benefit. So in this one, I actually mentioned here single benefit, but I actually like to talk about a particular ingredient or a particular material about your product. And because a benefit it's a benefit, right? Because if you talk about a particular ingredient or material, you can talk about so many things around that specific thing, right? And you can go deep, and it's very, very powerful. And like I said here, man, like you can do so many versions of this. It's crazy. It's very, very powerful. And again, there are so many different ways of doing this. For example, I don't like this. Save 25% off. I hope this is something like welcome discount or something. But again, another thing here is when you're doing an email, focus in one thing. If you're doing a sale, focus on the sale. If you're doing a benefit, focus on the benefit. If you're doing, how it works, focus on how it works. If you're doing this, focus on this. Do not do two things at the same time. Okay, like for example, a discount and this, a discount and this. Don't do that, okay? Please. And you might be asking yourself, okay, so what the hell should I send when I'm in the middle of a sale? We're gonna talk about that in a second, okay? We're gonna talk about that in a second. But yeah, focus always in one thing. All right, so single benefit here, very, very powerful. Use it. Go deep here, okay? Like for example here, potent, easy, expert formula, tasty. What you can do here instead is you can talk about like how this helps with the heart and this particular molecule. You can you can't go deep, and people are gonna be like, oh shit, this is good. Like this actually helps a lot more than I thought. You know, let me buy it. Very, very powerful. All right, let's go to the next one. Back in stock. So back in stock here, it's actually one of my personal favorites because there are so many ways you can do it. And I actually sent this quite a few times, but okay, so when I say quite a few times to me is like once a month because I have like every single email is totally different. I have so many ideas, right? And we only send like 3 a week, not 7 a week, you know? So what you can do here is you can essentially send these types of emails. I'm not a big fan of this one in particular, but you know, this is just an example. But you can send these types of emails like even when you're not in stock. So what you can do sometime is, I mean, this is gold. Okay, I shouldn't be sharing this, but so you put a product launch, you got a product launch. 3 days later, we run out of stock. Right? A week later, I mean, not a week later, but 3 days after, we're back in stock. And you can do this one more time. I mean, this is just one, because again, you can, like this is more about strategy. This was just an example. It wasn't perfect, but you get the point, right? And if you have a good strategy, and back in stock is very, very powerful. When you do it the right way, man, you can make so much money, okay? It's so powerful. All right, let's go to the next one. Brand birthday. Okay, so this one is something that I don't see a lot of people do, and it works very, very well. Especially for people that really like your brand. People are gonna buy from you, okay? And you don't need to do a discount. Again, like I said, always try to do one thing at a time, okay? So like this one particularly, I'm not a big fan of. I mean, I like the idea, I like the messaging, but the email itself could be made differently, in my opinion. But the brand birthday is very powerful. Okay, I personally, I'm not gonna share a lot of stuff here because again, you can do like every single thing I'm sharing here with you. You can do them in so many different ways. Okay, it's endless, literally endless. So I'm going to keep this simple and short, but just saying, like the brand birthday is very, very powerful. Even if you don't know like the actual date, just make one up. You know, people don't care. Like just make one up. But obviously, like make that one the real one. You know. All right. So best of sale. Notice how obviously we're doing a sale, but this is the best of the sale. Okay. This is an example of a type of email that you can send during a sale, and this is still around the sale. Okay. I'm not gonna give a lot more like ideas, but this is how you should be doing a sale. Okay, when you're running a sale, focus on the sale first, but always like frame it in different ways. Okay. All right. This email particularly is really good. I hate this, by the way. Don't do this. It's going to tank your click rates. But this is a good email. I like it. And yeah, this is a good example of a good email. Okay. Ear wrap. Not going to talk much about it. Not a very important email, to be honest. It's more of a like unique opportunity to create something totally different from every single email you send from the year. Okay. And this just feels different and people appreciate it. But yeah, good idea here. Next one. Us versus them, or X versus X. And the reason I put X here is because you can't do anything here. You know, people have this mentality, oh, it needs to be us versus them. No, you can't do everything here. An ingredient that you have against other ingredient like this one. Organic dates against redefined sugar. I would actually like, okay, I'm not going to go too deep into this, but I would actually compare an ingredient that we use to an ingredient to other ingredient, essentially, right? And we could even say, oh, ours is more expensive, but it does this, this, and this, and it's good for your health, right? Again, you can do so many things. It's crazy. You know, it's crazy. But yeah, do this. S versus them, X versus X, very, very powerful. People like comparisons, okay? So yeah, very, very powerful. Funny type of email here. This I did not make this email, but this is a good example of one. And the reason why I am not showing an email of mine, because I don't want to, like, how do I say this? Like, share my ideas, to be honest. I don't want to do that. I think my clients deserve to have them for themselves only. But yeah, okay, so I actually want to talk a little bit about this particularly because the funny emails, like, for you to pull this off, you need to understand your market at a very deep level, and you need to follow the trends of your market, and you need to also, I don't want to talk much about this, but you need to also do, for example, a trendy meme that's currently popping up in your market. And this can work really, really well. I also suggest you to do more of a text-based email rather than this on funny emails. And even a good example, which I do with my brands, create a lore around your brand. So this employee, right? Oh, I'm this employee. I'm sending this email. No one knows, right? But again, like here, the funny category is honestly the most diverse and most infinite you can go with. And it's also the most powerful because you can relate with your customers at a very deep level, and they're gonna buy from you basically. And they're gonna laugh and they're gonna love everything. So yeah, that's it. Thank you very much for watching this entire video. Here are the last emails. I'm not gonna talk about them, but they're great. I like them. Very simple. I'm not a big fan of Grand's emails, to be honest, but they're good at marketing, which is the most important thing. And again, one thing is marketing, other thing is the email itself. Very different, okay? It's okay. I mean, I would say it's worse than Grand's, but the fact that they're growing so fast, it's undeniable to me. But yeah, they got some really cool infographics, like this one right here. Cool stuff. Like when it comes to design, one of the best in my opinion. All right, that's it for the video. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you liked it. Hope you found it valuable. And yeah, these were some of the ideas and some good examples of good emails. Okay, because when it comes to creating a good email, you just need to make it simple. A 5-year-old needs to understand it. That's the goal here. And you need to have the right messaging, which I am not going to talk about today. But it's essentially like the email needs to speak for itself, not just the copy. Okay? Very, very important. All right. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you like this. And if you need any help with email for your e-commerce store, you are in the right place because I'm the best of the best. I study the best of the best, and I just improve on it. And yeah, that's basically that. Thank you for watching, and I wish you an amazing rest of the day.